Hey, how's everybody doing today? My name is Ray. If you're new to my channel, check out my other videos. I have a lot of other cool metal videos. Today I'm going to be talking about Exodus. It is November now, so it's Exodus month. Exodus is coming out with a new album finally, and it's going to be out November 19th, I think. I think that's the release date for the non grata there. For the new Exodus album, Persona non grata. So, looking forward to that. I'm going to be doing a review for that, but first I figured I would look back on 1990 and talk about one of my favorite thrash metal albums of all time, one of my favorite bands of all time, Exodus, Impact Is Imminent. It came out in June of 1990, and this, I'm not going to go into any long, corny story of how I got into Exodus. You already know that this is a full-length, full-fledged review, song by song, and I'm starting right now. Okay, first of all, the cover and the title. The cover is awesome. I didn't know that was painting until Zetro mentioned it in his Toxic Vault. Just another one of those awesome album covers that, you know, Exodus didn't fall into the cliche of, oh, we got to put some goats' heads on it, we got to put a pentagram on it, and any of that other stuff that just like a lot of bands did, not putting the bands down that did that, but you didn't want every single damn band doing that. So this was a really cool, original, awesome album cover. And of course they titled it Impact Is Imminent because it's with the three I's. Impact is imminent. And imminent means about to happen, or most likely going to happen. And it was a really cool, I forgot the word, how the word play on that, or what's it specifically called. But it was a good album title choice. And of course they picked that because Don't Drink and Drive, You Stupid Fucking Jackass would have been too long of a title. A lot of people already know what the songs are about, so I'm going to be mentioning that and mentioning what I like musically on each song, and I'll try to be insanely quick about it. Impact Is Imminent starts off with that radio chatter and police dispatch stuff, static, and then with the car crash, the horn. So, that opening riff, and you go, you count 1, 2, 3. It sounds easy. It's one of those guitar riffs that sounds easy, but it's a really difficult. It's a really difficult piece. I've tried to play it. I can't really play it up to speed. So that's for sure. So that's, somebody asked Gary what his favorite riff is and what he's most proud of, and he said Impact Is Imminent, and I was like, oh, cool, that one's mine too. All right, so Impact Is Imminent is about drunk driving. Most people already know this, but back in the day, you know, there was a lot of public service announcements. And the thing is that Exodus was the type of band that was going to tell you to, hey, don't do this or do this. They just kind of wanted to do their own public service announcement, and they kind of just did it with violence and brutality that Exodus is known for. So it just fit perfect that the song was going to be a public service announcement, but a very violent one. Awesome song, wicked one. On to the next song. Of course, quick little side note right here. This is John Tempest's first album that he was drumming with him. This is John Tempest's first album. Next song, AWOL. Oliver North, that idiot and Reagan selling weapons to Iran. That was a retarded move. That was a really stupid move that really screwed things up. This is what also I really loved and really liked about it. Wicked guitaring on here. I mean, the guitaring and drumming is just phenomenal on this album. Every single song, practically every single riff. The only thing you really can't hear too much is the bass. But Rob McKillen, whatever that guy's name was, Rob something. Yeah, he was just an okay average bass player. So don't expect any wicked like bass lines off of here because there's like hardly anything on bass line. They turned it down. They either tuned down the bass because they thought it wasn't great, or his thing, or who knows, maybe Lars produced the album and turned the bass way down. Alright, so on to the next song, Lunatic Parade. That's another kind of slow one. There's several slow songs on here, mid-tempo songs. Lunatic Parade is a good song, but I don't like it. I don't really love it, I should say. I like it, but it's not really insanely awesome song. I just don't think it's great. I think it's probably one of the weakest tracks. If I had to pick one track that I had to say was the weakest track off of this, that I would, if I had to take out one track off the album, I would probably have to say Lunatic Parade. Sorry. It's about the fans, I know. It's a cool song. It's good that they did a song about the fans. Next. Within the Walls of Chaos. Within the Walls of Chaos is another one of those songs. Sign of the times, what was happening, and during the 80s, you know, the first couple of albums, some bands did this. They didn't write we didn't write a song about this for the first 2 albums. Let's write one for this one. So Within the Walls of Chaos, it's a good message, good guitaring and drum work on it, about the inner city and gang violence and stuff like that, and just people getting killed and just all this crime and all this other shit that was going on back then. So the 80s weren't perfect, but there's a lot less horseshit in some ways. But that's what they wrote about. Good song. Next, Objection Overruled. That was a really cool one. Zetro mentioned that the record label said, okay, but this is the next single. Really specifically, I think it's kind of funny that they were bashing some of the TV judges. There wasn't too many of them at the time. The TV judge show thing was good, and it was popular. It was funny. I thought it was great. I loved watching Judge Judy. I watched Judge Bob. Judge Judy was more funny, and I liked Judge Judy a lot better.
Oh, you're an idiot.
Only Death Decides. Now, this one is a powerful riff. This one, of course, is written about Only Death Decides. Where you go. Simple song. The title speaks for itself. The guitaring in here is wicked. That riff, it's I don't want to say grinding riff, but it's a slow riff, and it just has this like really cool like feel to it. It's one of my favorite songs musically off the track. It's an awesome song. As Heads I Win, Tails You Lose. So that's another really cool one. Once again, it's a slower one. It's a mid-tempo one, so it's not really thrashy. But it's a really cool song, and there was one kid who said one time, oh, that's cool how they came up with that. It's really ingenious how they came up with the heads they win, tails you lose thing. And I said, that's an old thing. It's like, no, it's not. Or I never heard of it. I said, oh yeah, it's an old saying.
I gotta go to work tomorrow.
Oh, why didn't we take the set upstairs and watch?
He's not allowed to take the set upstairs because I flipped him a coin and the set stays down here.
That's right, Alf. When we flipped the coin, he won. He said before we flipped, he said, heads, I win, tails, you lose. And it was tails, and I lost. He won.
Changing of the Guard was a really fast-paced, thrashing song. It was about the Romanian dictator. Once again, things were happening in '89. Musically, it's a really cool, fast song. I'll put the guys, for those of you who don't know, I'll put the guy's name here. I'm not going to bother to pronounce it. Some kind of damn dick-faced dictator. Here's what the Romanian flag looks like for those of you who don't know.
Romanian dictator, rapper off for life. Live the life of luxury, shit only by his wife. Going back like pigs, eating melted for a king. Accumulating assets like none you've ever seen.
Okay, so there's the first couple lines from that song, and that's what the Romanian flag looks like. Not a very popular country. It's a European country. Romania is right next to Hungary. Alright, so that one is an awesome song musically. It's a fast thrashing one. Also one of my favorite songs off of the album. The next song, absolutely one of my favorite songs, is Thrash Under Pressure. Thrash Under Pressure describing, Thrash Under Pressure. And I thought that was kind of really cool and awesome because it just describes thrash metal and about what they were about and everything. And this one was perfect for Exodus because it described Exodus. Even though, like I said, this wasn't like really a thrashy album. There's some mid-tempo ones on here, but still no ballads yet. 4 albums, still no ballads. That was the slogan, of course. But this, for everybody that's new to Exodus, for anybody that's new to Exodus and wants to check out their first 4 albums, just like with the Big Four, their first 4, every single one of these thrash bands, The first 4 albums were their best, were their strongest, were their most incredible albums. This was an epic album. I can't wait for the new one. And back then, after this one came out, I was anticipating the new one, thinking it was going to be a part 2 to this. But no, lo and behold, I was disappointed by it. Here's my 10-second review on this. Force of Habit. Once it came out, I didn't like it. I know some other people that don't like it. I know some people that like it. Who the hell knows why? But Force of Habit was a weak, lame-ass album. It was too soft. Soft like a rabbit's ass. They should have called that album Force of Rabbit.